What's going on, everybody? My name is CleiGh Isai, one half of Dope, part of the Royal Dynasty Entertainment, and I'm here to answer some questions for you. Ironically enough, the picture inspired the title. I was looking at my homeboy's page because he just shot some shots. His name was Roman Council, and he had a portfolio of pictures, and I was just checking them out, flipping through them. Then I seen this one picture of him taking a picture of a bike, and on the front it said, "Go do great things." And it kind of stood out to me because in the midst of everything, and I'm assuming it's a homeless man's bike, in the midst of everything, he still has a message for other people as he's seeking help from them. Go do great things. So, and ever since then, I've been hearing people tell me, "Yo, you're gonna be great," or "Go do great things," or "Be great, kid," and stuff like that. So, the title actually kind of dawned on me, and I went ahead with the picture, and boom, there goes the title. Go do great things, which is even easier because it was already in the picture, so I didn't have to really do much artwork. Again, shout out to Roman Council. Thanks. The picture really stood out to me a lot. Looking at the picture, there's a lot of stuff going on. You got cars, it's on a street. I mean, in the distance you can see a building, but yet in front of you is a man's bike with a crate, and on that crate is, the title, "Go do great things." And I feel like if you would have saw it on a billboard or in a commercial or on a bus, it wouldn't have spoke as much volumes as it would on this small, item. Like who would think that such a prominent message would be on something so small, like "Go do great things"? And that speaks to a lot of people. It can speak to the poor, the rich, and that message alone just spoke to me a lot, and it kind of embodied what I do daily when people tell me, you're gonna be great or go do great things, so yeah. Yeah, so worth. A lot of listeners kind of relate to that. I've been getting a lot of messages saying, "Yo, the whole EP, the whole album is dope, but that one song, Worth, really spoke to me. I can really relate to it." A lot of people have been singing along. The chorus is simple and catchy. When it comes to songs that mean a lot to me, or I want to put a lot of time and effort into it, I kind of sit back, listen to the beat a few times, and I really think about what type of emotion or what type of message am I trying to bring across to this song. So I don't go for the simple, catchy lyrics just to get the song done. It's kind of hard because you want to get the words that are simple, but yet the most powerful words out. So when it came to Worth, I just so happened to be going through a time where, like the song, I was going through somewhere where I wanted something and that wasn't being reciprocated back. Or, I'm trying hard to get something, and yet I don't feel like I'm worth, what I'm trying to fight for. And I had to sit back and realize that, I almost lost sight of who I am. So I knew my worth. I didn't want to care anymore, but I wouldn't say I didn't want to care, but I just didn't care for that situation because I'm a caring person. But that's for all my songs. When I want to put in a lot of emotion into something, I really sit down and kind of embody what's going on in the situation and try and convey it the best way I see it in my head. So it might not come out, black and white. It might come out red, black, green, and white. It might come out different ways. I like to send the message in a different way. Do a common thing in an uncommon way. So I hope you guys liked it because I really did. I had a lot of fun putting that together, and I'm really glad that people were able to connect and kind of receive the message the way I was trying to, or the way I intended to bring it. So yeah. That's kind of a hard one. As far as the line goes, I'd have to go with in the first song, "I'm Feeling Good," and I say, "I am not a product of environment. I am not an artist, I'm a scientist. Every verse is an equation of solving the problem that is every reason I exist." I just feel as if a lot of artists nowadays getting this stigma like, yo, I'm rapping to make money, or I'm rapping, you know, because I see other rappers making money and, you know, I want to live it big and do it big. But they forget, like, as an MC, as a storyteller, as, you know, as a public speaker, you have a lot of listeners and a lot of ears, and music is very influential. So I want to make sure, like, when I'm making music that, like, you know, that can help you, and not, you know, it can brighten your mood, it can change your emotion, or, you know, if I'm bringing a certain issue to the plate, I want everyone to know the issue because it's important. So when I said that, like, I'm not just an artist. Like, you know, when I sit down and write these tracks and make these songs, I'm really figuring in a way, like, how do I make the song catchy yet meaningful at the same time, which is hard because you counterbalance and you get into that rhythm where it's like, okay, well, we'll make a catchy song, but it's stupid, and then you make a really good song, but it doesn't really connect as hard. So you have to find that happy medium, and it is an equation. Like, you really gotta, like, you know, sit down and not, I wouldn't say crunching the numbers, but, like, in the artist term, like, you know, words and, like, beat choices and chorus and how to say it and rhythm. So it is an equation to me. Like, I'm a scientist when it comes to this stuff, man. I'm not saying I'm the best, but, you know, I'm not gonna pat myself on the back. I'm alright, you know. I'm a Bill Nye of rapping right now. As far as the song, my favorite song, besides Worth, I would have to say my favorite verse would be the second verse on Shine Through. And I think that was kind of like concluding the time I was going through, that period I was going through, where I was questioning, you know, what it means to live, or where my direction as far as moving forward in music or anything will be. And, you know, answering these questions myself, being able to answer these questions on my own and not go out and seek it from someone else. You know, when you try and go out and find advice from someone and you don't hear it the way you want to hear it, you don't tend to listen. And I think it's really rich, and I think it's really fortunate when you can answer your own questions, you know, honestly. Like, you know, you can really come to yourself and be like, hey, listen, you know, I did this, and this, and you did it wrong because of this, and this is where you need to do to improve, or this is where you need to, you know, venture off to kind of, like, improve yourself. So I think that second verse in Shine Through really spoke a lot to myself when I'm listening back to it as a fan. I try to listen to my music as a fan, but listening back to it, like, it spoke a lot to me, and I really like that verse because, you know, you can use that verse for anything, like, to get yourself to a lot of things. So yeah, second verse, Shine Through, favorite verse. For this project, this EP, I really took the time to sit down and listen to these certain beats that I was going to choose, and really decide what I was going to choose to put forward for this project. I wanted these songs to what's the word I'm looking for? To really capture, to really, like, you know, stand out as far as, like, melody. I wanted you guys to be able to hum to it without the words. I wanted you guys to be able to really sing along to it. So these sounds that I chose, and shout out to Blacksmith, you know, for producing Self-Conflict. Really, really great song. I wanted all genres to be able to relate to it. I feel like nowadays we just use a lot of, you know, like, computerized beats and stuff, and I wanted natural sound. I wanted these songs to be something that I could perform live with a live band, and that's what I've been pushing towards, you know, since I started, you know, rapping with Avi. Shout out to Avi, dope, D-O-P-E. But, like, someone told me, like, from Zulu Nation, like, the reason why a lot of rappers lose to a lot of singers in, like, musical competitions is because the live performance, and we're not just rapping over a beat or a track isn't as captivating as, you know, the trumpets and the drums and the piano. And then, like, you know, when you're making music, it's always spontaneous, so you can perform something and practice it, then on stage something may happen and the drums take a solo, or the piano takes a solo, or there's, like, a break, and then there's a deviation of the plan, and it makes it sound a whole lot better. So I wanted to embody that live performance possibility into my music. So instead of just using, like, a regular beat with a sample, or, you know, a regular track with a loop, I wanted live music. I wanted instruments. I wanted trumpets, I wanted horns, I wanted, bands and stuff. So I really like the sound selection in it. And of course, coming from the underground trying to be mainstream, there's definitely a big difference in sound. And I really wanted to kind of bridge the gap with that and kind of cut down the middle, so you can kind of tell that I came from the underground, but yet, I could sound very mainstream without losing my way or losing where I came from. So I'm really happy with how the whole thing came out as far as sound and as far as like instrumentation and all that. It makes me smile listening to it. All right, so the most difficult part about putting this together would have to be, my time management and being able to give you guys a good quality tape that has some sort of meaning to it. I definitely wanted my thoughts and my emotions put on this tape, and I really wanted to make sure that you guys understood how I felt and where I was coming from on this tape. With that being said, it definitely changes the way you write your lyrics. It definitely changes the way you even approach a track. The time was really the hardest thing. I work almost all the time. I work 8 days a week, and so it was really hard trying to find the time to write, and then of course trying to find the time to record. But when I did, I stayed up countless of hours, and was even late to work sometimes. But what's greatness without sacrifice? But I'm glad I got it done. It let me know that I could really hone in and grind when it needs to. Shout out to college life, because my college career definitely taught me about that. Cramming, writing papers at the last day, not good. You should do as I say, as I do, type of thing. But yeah, college life definitely helped me with my time management, because when the real world hit, it wasn't, I wouldn't say the same, but definitely similar as far as getting things done and balancing your time, and of course finding time to sleep, and of course eat. But that would be the hardest thing I had to deal with making this EP. Of course, hitting the deadline and making sure the sounds are correct, and clearing the samples and all the copyright stuff, and getting all that stuff done in time, and doing it by yourself. I didn't have a lot of avenues to hit, of course, when it came to this project. I had a few of my friends help me. Shout out to JD, J Major, for the promo picture and stuff like that. But as far as the whole culmination of the project, it's pretty much me. I audio engineered it, I recorded it myself. So, and yeah, it's the time, really. the time. But we got it done. I found the time. I made the time, which is hard to do. But yeah, as far as which one was my favorite track to flow over, I'd say Feeling Good. I could see myself performing that live and really getting into it and getting the crowd up, or whoever, into it, really feeling what I was trying to say. That was probably maybe the hardest one I had to flow on, because it was a lot of triplets, and when you rap triplets, it's da 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 da, and you can't miss it. Because if you miss it, you can definitely hear when you're off beat. Out of all the songs, even Self-Conflict, I like the flow on that, but I definitely liked the flow on I'm Feeling Good. It was by far the hardest out of all the songs to flow over, and I would definitely say that was my favorite flow verse of the EP. But really listening to it, as you listen through the EP, you can kind of tell how the aggression and the flow, I'm starting to fall off of it a little and kind of cool off and calm down. From I'm Feeling Good all the way to Shine Through, those flows are totally different. In the beginning, I hit the ground running, and I'm hitting you with flow, blah, 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 back and forth. And then when it gets to Shine Through, it's kind of the old way I used to rap, real, calm and, heartfelt. You can hear it. So it was kind of take you through like a progression of the different flow and style of, you know, my music throughout the whole tape, which I thought was pretty cool. Because at first I didn't intend for that to happen, but you know, magic happens when you make music. So, you know, I thought that was pretty fun to see the different levels of flow that I took throughout that whole EP, and how it went from like aggressive, fast, hard, you know, catchy, to smooth, cool, calm, you know, regular, generic flow. Well, no, not generic, but more like, you know, CSL generic, which is like above. You understand. But overall, why I'm Feeling Good was my favorite to rap over and flow over, because you could just hear the emotion towards the end. Like, you can tell it was a build-up, of course. You know, this is the intro to the whole Go Do Great Things EP. But coming down to the end of the song, you can kind of feel like what's to come, like all the aggression and excitement and angst and, you know, just waiting to exhale coming out. I liked how I made the build-up, and I felt it, like every time I listen to that part when it gets towards the end and, like, you know, the song kind of modulates and changes keys and gets higher, how I get more excited and I get more, you know, aggressive, and the delivery becomes even more stronger. It's just a lot of, I want to say, emotion coming out, because I can definitely see myself when I perform that thing, like acting out, and that's why I like it so much. And that has got to be one of the favorites when it came to flow. And that's why, because I can really put my emotion through my words on that song. I mean, I can do it on any of them, but that one more so. Well, coming from writing music by myself before, not being in a group, making my own tracks, you know, looking back then, it was really hard to make your own chorus, to be, you know, on every single verse, even when it's like 4-verse songs. It's a lot of writing, it's very time consuming, and, like, you know, you don't want each verse to dwindle in skill. You want to keep everything at the same level, which is difficult. Meeting up with Avian and us creating a group, when we got together in 2013, he was just like a breath of fresh air, honestly, because he brought that presence to music that I needed. You know, I didn't have to try as hard. Like, I'm talking to another person who used to shine on other people's tracks, you know, went through the same thing I went through, where they put me on a track and I killed them on their own track. Or, you know, they put me in a song, a group of people, and they'd be like, oh, that song was dope, but this verse was the hardest. Like, I met another one of those people, which was kind of exciting, because it, in a sense, didn't make me, you know, compete against him, but it kind of made me feel like, all right, I have to support him, because, you know, he's coming hard, so I can't not come hard too. Pause. But, like, you know, I have to, you know, put my best foot forward when I came to making music with him, and it worked because we complemented each other. You know, like, he was clever and witty. He is clever and witty. You know, I came with some sort of aggression and punchlines and flow, and he, of course, he made the choruses. He's a very, very, very talented chorus maker. He's getting better by every song he makes. And when we made that Dope EP, when, you know, debuting the group DOPE, the songs they came easy, you know? All I had to do was write a verse, and then we worked together on the chorus. Then he write his verse. Then we attack the track. On this one, it's harder because, you know, I have to write the verse, and I have to make the chorus, and, you know, if I have to sing it, God forbid, you know, and he's the singer, and a great singer at that, so I didn't have that. You know, this EP was supposed to test if I could still make music on my own, and, you know, I think I did pretty well with that. It definitely is different from the DOPE EP, for the simple fact that, you know, say the tape tanked and it was horrible. Like, there was no, like, you know, well, this certain part was good, you know, Ivy really did well here and you really did well here, but you were kind of feeling here. Like, all of it would have been on me. All the ideas, the concepts, all this is what was in my head. I didn't have to come to an agreement or compromise when it came to like song topics, or when it came to like, you know, the envision of a track. All of this is like 100% what I felt, what I'm thinking, my decision on the tracks. Because lo and behold, like RSVP, which is still dope, by the way, if you haven't copped that, it's crazy. We cut out a lot of songs from that track. DOPE, we had to decide on some songs though. So there's songs that me and Ivy have done that are just not even out there. Maybe I liked it and he didn't, and he liked it and I didn't. But in this instance, I had to choose what songs to put out there. So it's different because the decision was ultimately mine. So what's next for CleiGh Isai? I don't know, you know? I plan on moving. We're gonna be doing more shows and then more competitions. Expect the final version, the official, this is exclusive here. You ain't hearing nowhere else first. Imagination, the album, will be coming out. This has been a project for over 10 years, but Imagination, the album, is coming out soon. And it's gonna have a lot of things on it. It's gonna have live performances, a lot of artists, a lot of collaborations, concepts, skits, everything. This is gonna be a really long story compacted into a few tracks. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about Dope Volume 2 that's on its way. I'm excited about, you know, the prequel or the sequel to RSVP. A lot of projects coming in the future with me and Ivy. That's exciting. As far as CleiGh Isai, man, I'm just gonna keep on trying to give y'all what y'all need. Try to help you get through the day. You ain't gotta listen, you just gotta hear me, alright? Royal Dynasty, thank you for having this interview. I had a lot of fun. Kind of put me on my toes because I have to think. I get stage fright, even if it's in front of a camera. But I have fun answering the questions. I hope I answered them to the best of your ability. For all you listeners out there, Go Do Great Things is out now. You can get it on Spotify, Amazon, Tidal, Apple Music, iTunes. Did I miss something? Everywhere. You can get it everywhere. Definitely go check that out. It's a really good piece of work, and I think you would definitely like it and relate to it in one of those songs. One of those songs you can relate to. Be on the lookout though. Worth is definitely hitting the charts, man. If y'all like it, share it, post it. Let's get that thing on the radio. I already have my own Pandora radio station and my own Spotify radio station. So that song is definitely in rotation to all these, you know, musical platforms. You know, like I said before, if you like it, support, share it. Again, Royal Dynasty, thank you for this time and opportunity. All right, y'all. Peace.